Because in life, there are endless possibilities, but that will only happen when you give it a try. Hi beautiful souls, welcome to my channel. My name is Ankita, your friend over here, back again with another interesting video for all of you. Before I start today's video, I would like to request you, if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and be part of this beautiful tribe. Your presence truly matters and it means a world to me. Thank you. Today, after a long time, I'm keeping this video as a free-flowing one because I have a lot to share with all of you and I want to bring a lot of my own experience which I had during my travel this time. As most of you know, if you are here since long, I am a traveler. I love traveling and exploring and meeting new people. And this time, traveling was a truly new experience for me. I have explored staying in a hostel for the first time, and that's how I have met one of you for a short time, but we had a lovely conversation. If you're listening, you know whom I'm talking to. But the reason I'm sharing this with all of you is, I always say, go out, meet new people, explore what is out there, because that's what even I do. I know this is not a comfort zone. It's neither for me, but I love going with the flow, meeting new people and having a random, meaningful conversation. You know, interacting with new people opens you with a lot of possibilities. It tells you how their lifestyle is, their culture is, and it also makes you confident because that's how you gain confidence to speak to a stranger. We all struggle in this area where we are somewhere hesitant to speak to a stranger. But somewhere you have to start and you have to approach. This is a great way. Whenever you're traveling, try and connect with new people. Especially if you're traveling solo, this is a great opportunity to meet new people and connect with them, to know them and share about yourself. Also, what I have realized with this trip is sometimes we overcalculate things like how it should go. But once we surrender, once we go with the flow, that's where the magic happened. This time I was just going with the flow. The trip was very uncertain. It was work related because I was just traveling for work. I was in Mumbai itself, but it was all about work, attending events. So the another thing what I've experienced is I have attended women entrepreneurship event arranged by global startups in Mumbai. That experience was one of a kind and a different one where I have got chance to connect with other entrepreneur women. It was all women based, but what I realized meeting with them is there were all age group of women who were sharing where they come from, what they did and how they're approaching their journey. And you know, the best part was there was lot of vulnerability involved. Yes, being vulnerable about the challenges which we face being women in this entrepreneur world. Each of them had their own challenges. Some came from a very small place where they did not have co-working space. Some were struggling with balancing their personal and professional life, being married. All had different kind of challenges. Some were finding it hard to come back and start their career. But you know, one common thing between each one of them was all were highly driven and motivated. They all had this energy that they want to do something, they want to create an impact, and that was so fascinating. I even met a woman who was 65 plus and she was also starting a company. Her company was about reviewing people. She was telling how you give feedback to each other so that, for instance, if a guy or a girl is going on a date, they know about that person. How fascinating idea it is. So there were a lot of like-minded ideas involved in that place and I was just amazed to see the energy of that place. One more thing what I realized is, yes, I am confident in speaking in front of camera, but this is just my energy, my zone. When I was placed in the situation where I have to tell about myself, I have to speak about my company, my brand and my business, because I am a multi-passionate entrepreneur. So I had a lot of things to share. On one side, I was telling about my book which just came, Things No One Told Us. If you haven't read, go and read it. I'm sure you will love it and you will find a lot of value over there. Then I was telling about my podcast, my YouTube, my architecture interior business. Also the company which I'm associated is Tales and Details, in which I am project and business head. So there were a lot of things that I had which I wanted to share and inspire other people that it's not one thing that you're passionate about or you should just do one thing. You can do multiple things which you're fascinated about, just the way I am doing. Yes, I'm doing YouTube, I'm doing podcasts, but apart from this, there are multiple things that I am into. Now, as I have finished my book, I'm also learning and seeing the other opportunities, how I can grow the business side and how I can help both the businesses like Ankita Juneja Designs as well as Tales and Details. So this was very fascinating, and somewhere interacting with this showed me, yes, I still have fear to overcome, where I am addressing lot of people because there were 20-30 people and I was just speaking in front of them and telling about myself. And the reason I'm saying this is, yes, I might look so confident over here, but at times I am also nervous, especially when I'm not prepared that okay, something like this will come. Because I was just there to attend the event and get along with others. I didn't knew I have to go and speak up about my business and my brand and myself. So it was very impromptu. But one more thing what I realized is I was better. Back in UK, I had my own struggle addressing people. This time I was little nervous, but I was better than who I used to be before. And I think the journey is all about becoming better, not perfect. Yes, I struggled initially, but then I went smoothly and spoken about the things I was doing because after a while I was comfortable. As if I'm just talking to a friend, and that's how I've addressed the public. So this is how you overcome anything that you're struggling. Yes, initially you might feel like you're not good at, but more you will do, you will see that you're becoming better. I can say for myself also, I am one step forward, but still there is a long way. I need to work upon this, I need to improve more so that tomorrow when I'm faced with 100 of people, I should be confident and speak comfortably. So this is just a journey, this is not an overnight process. But what I learned is, the more you place yourself in this kind of a situation, you will see that you're becoming confident and you can do anything that you aspire to if you are willing to put the effort and yourself out there. Yes, at times it's hard for me also to put myself out there, but this is the way you overcome anything in life. I wasn't good at meeting with strangers and talking to them before. The more I kept on doing, that's how I kept on meeting a lot of people. And I will share more my experience. But I think you have to try new things, because unless you don't try new things, you will not have new experience. This time staying with other people like a co-living taught me like, okay, when I'm traveling to different places, I can opt for this option too. Rather than just staying in hotel, I can live with others and still feel safe and enjoy that trip. Because being a solo traveler, you always keep on meeting people. Sometimes you vibe with people, other time you just have a small interaction and you just move on. But it's about putting yourself out there. If you don't put yourself out there, you won't know what is inside of you, what is your potential. So I always say the first step to do anything is to place yourself in uncomfortable situation. If you ask me personally, when I was placed in a situation where I have to address 20-30 women, I was little nervous. But you know one thing, doing this journey of my YouTube and podcast somewhere made me stronger. Somewhere I was confident after a while. And I saw like, okay, there is a big shift inside of me where I know how to handle the crowd a bit better than I used to have before. So the nervousness can also be overcome by taking action. And trust me, this has been the biggest game changer in all areas of my life. The more action you take, the more you push yourself out of your comfort zone, you will be astonished and amazed to see your new version, which you were not aware that it is there. But you can only experience this once you push yourself out of your comfort zone, placing yourself in a situation which is new to you. Always be mindful of one thing, that it is safe for you. I'm not saying to do anything which is not safe for you. Be mindful from that aspect that it is safe, and then when you take action, you will see that you are feeling amazing. This trip of mine was too tight packed, little exhausting, all work, meeting so many people. After a longest time, I met so many people. But trust me, this was rejuvenating in its own way. I just came today, so I haven't even settled down. But I was like, I needed to record this video because my commitment is my commitment. So I was like, let me just finish this thing so that I know like my video is ready. This came today in afternoon and I'm just recording like after 2-3 hours of coming. This is how you feel when you love what you do. You are always energized to show up and to share. That's why I always say, do something you're passionate about, you love to do, and you will see that your energy speaks in itself. Because when you love something, you just pour yourself totally into it. You don't see you're tired, you're exhausted, you had a long day, blah blah blah. Nothing comes in between. Because you're so passionate that no, unless you don't do it, you will not feel good. This is the power of finding something you're passionate about, because it doesn't make you tired firstly. And when you are not tired, you just keep on going. This was a journey for me to find this thing as well, but it came from me trying different things. So I highly recommend over here, go and try, explore, because unless you don't explore, you won't know what is out there. Also, I was having a conversation with my friend and he also suggested me on the similar line like, Ankita, you have done so many things, now it's time to move on and try new things, explore more possibilities. Because in life, there are endless possibilities, but that will only happen when you give it a try. So on a concluding note, I want to say to all of you, go explore, try new things, and when you find that thing you're passionate about, be consistent. You don't know where that journey will take you. It will take you far longer than what you have imagined. You will create magic if you're consistent. And I will be always here for you, cheering for all of you, always. So feel free to connect. I'll be more than happy if I can help you in any way. So please comment and let me know your experience, your feedback. Also, I'm coming up with a poll for all of you, recommended by one of you. And let me know over there what kind of video you want me to make. I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Now I'm looking forward to hear back from you. So please comment and let me know your experience. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and be part of this beautiful tribe. Your presence truly matters and it means a world to me. Thank you. I'm looking forward to see you in my next video. So stay tuned. I hope this video was helpful to you some way or the other. Sending you with lots of love and light. Signing off from my side. Until next time, keep shining bright. Bye bye.